Testing. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. And now from our sponsors. Played by the Marthin Wawarunding Band. Jesus. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. All right. No more. Thank you, everybody. Welcome. And thank you for tuning to Geezy Truth News. Yeah, that's right. It's quite some crazy times right now. You know, you never know. It is October 3rd, 2018. Let me tell you, thank you very much. Live from the studios of Austin, Texas. We're here down for the fall season here, and a lot of things are happening. Today marks the first day of a series of notes. And thank you. Callers call in. Looks like my technical engineers here are contacting. There may be some technical difficulties on tonight's show. We'll keep you posted, keep you updated. Thank you very much. Phone lines looks like they are open. Looks like they're going on. Thank you. So callers call in. Phone lines are open. Our technical engineers, Mike and Tommy over there, are tootling the dials and working those engineering skills that they got. Thanks to the United States of America. So thank you. Okay, so let's see. We got a lot of things to do on tonight's show, but we're gonna have to talk about all this pretty quick here. Looks like the airlines are shortening our wavelengths here. Oh, what's going on here? No, this is a different thing. So thank you, everybody. Our correspondents may be present on tonight's show. We'll have to keep you posted on that as well. And so here's the big deal. Of course, we're going to talk about the main events, and we're going to talk about the main things and the most important things, as we all know what that is. If not, we're going to keep talking about it until someone does something. And everybody's got to wake up, smell the roses, and see what's going on. So here's the big thing. Everybody, I'm sure, got the alert. Today, October 3rd, that's when it was supposed to happen. I myself received the alert. Some may have said that they may have not. Some say that they didn't receive it. But it's a big deal. The first in history has there been an alert through, I didn't see it on the TV or the radio, but he said all across all channels. So I received it on the mobile phone, and people also received it maybe on television and radio. But this is the first not the national response system. That's a different thing. This is the presidential alert. So that's what's going on. And some news. How do you like them apples? So that could be a lot of things to be said about all that. The thing is, here's the main things that we've been told by our correspondents and our certain dossiers from our secret intelligence information gatherers and all that, yada yada. We got a large network here, as some people may know. And pretty much they're saying, and they called this, that this was going to happen. They said that there's going to be an upcoming presidential alert system activating. I mean, he announced it himself, I'm sure, too. So that's what happened. And then there's going to be, well, they're saying that there's going to be military tribunals. They said that there's going to be this alert system, and then there's going to be allegedly martial law, and then allegedly the military tribunals. And so this is, I don't know if this all, how this is all going to work around. Obviously, I'm not part of the top elite, or I couldn't tell you what's going on at those high levels. But I can tell you the information that's been told to me, you, anybody else can be explained like that. And so that's the process that's going to happen. So that's the main thing. Other than that is pretty much hearsay, say, which, by the way, speaking of which, we'll see how all that works too. Because I don't think, it looks like they're probably not going to vote him in with the Kavinaugh Kikimakungu. But you never know. You never know. You say, Republicans deplore Trump mocking accuser. So there's things going on. You know, there's a lot of accusations, blah, blah, blah. Again, with the hearsay, say. So that's the dilemma at hand. All this other stuff is nonsense. There's a few things. We could take a look at the QAnon post. This is the most recent, October 3rd. Let's take a look. What is the common theme when bad news is about to break? In parentheses, against them? Question mark. Stay vigilant. Q. Oh, this was he's re-highlighting a post, it appears. This post is from May 17th, 2018. And this new post is coming October 3rd. So he reposted this. And now he's quoting a Fox News website. Let's see if we could get that up. Where's the... When it's coming up, Capitol Hill tensions flare over Kavanaugh as protesters confront lawmakers. And he says to that comment, stay vigilant. So I'm not sure, I can't say whether he's with or not with Kavanaugh. It looks like he probably is. A lot of people seem to be pointing towards that direction. However, there's nothing, again, it's all hearsay, she say, so there's nothing to say here. And that's how it's going to happen. So all these testimonies, I mean, top FBI lawyer explains abnormal handling of Russia probe into Trump campaign. Lawmakers say. So again, same thing with these people just testifying. You know, how many of these are felonies of people lying on oath in the court of law? So and you can nitpick all this you want. You can nitpick at it all you want. All it is a show, and you just entertain it. Here we go. Looks like we got a caller. Again, I don't understand who changed the ringtone on that. Who's going on here? Did we pick it up? Hello and welcome to Geezy Truth News.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, caller? How you doing?
I'm alright, how are you doing?
Pretty good, you know. It's doing pretty good down here, but at the same time, there's a lot of problems to be had, and we gotta fix them all, address them all. There's a lot of things to be talked about. So that's the main thing. I mean, there's a lot of lying. What I just recently said was there's a lot of lying in the top officials, a lot of felony cases of them lying under oath in the court of law, and I mean, all of this is just rampant corruption. And I don't, you know, who's gonna deal with this? How are we gonna deal with this? Where's the information at hand? They say some people are working on it, you know, but what do you think? Did you have a question or a remark?
I wanted to know what's going on with Donald Trump and the whole entire executive system.
Yeah, well, what about it? What do you mean? The executive system works. It's supposed to be working. And what's going on with Trump?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why he keeps firing all these people.
Why does he keep firing all these people? Who's the most recent person he fired?
Wasn't it, crap, I forget his name. The white dude with brown hair, what's his name? Let me see here. I think it was, was it Jeff?
Jeff Sessions?
I think, did he say, was it Jeff that he fired?
Did he get rid of Jeff Sessions? No, he's still the AG. Because I didn't want to answer before verifying it. It looks like he's still the Attorney General.
I wanted to clarify that one real quick. Was it, I think Katie Walsh, I think.
What was the
There
deal?
we go. The Business Insiders, okay.
I mean, it depends. You know, there's a lot of things. I mean, your original question is, well, why is he firing all these people? Well, the easy answer to that is they were obviously probably not doing their job.
True.
I'll tell you what. Some of these quotes, and I don't think the quotes that I was talking about last show, I forgot where those quotes are from. I might be able to pull them up. But some of these quotes from these congressmen or whoever these people are, some of these people, it's an outrage, to be honest. Like, these people are making like 150, 200, who knows how much money they're making. A lot of them are millionaires. They're making all this money and they're complaining about ridiculous, like, they're complaining how they're not doing anything and that all this and all that. They're complaining about their job. So leave. I tell the same thing to the people who complain about this country and say, they don't like this country. Well, leave. Like some of the people who said that they were going to move to Canada. What happened to that? Did they move to Canada?
No.
Well, that's the whole wimp womp of the matter there. Because a lot of these people are not accountable, and they need to be held accounted for.
Yeah.
So, but these people he fired, I mean, here's the biggest news.
I know he fired that FBI
Yeah, but that was a good thing. I wanted to bring him up too. Yeah, it's a good thing he
Yeah.
fired him.
I was pretty happy when he did that.
Yeah, because that guy looks like and acts like and he is a scumbag. He seems and acts like a scumbag. And people like these get up in office, such high positions, is outrageous. I mean, this guy should be in prison about that many charges, about many accounts. He lied under oath. He did this. He did that. He let HRC go. And before all that, he was a banker embezzling funds.
Right.
And apparently they caught him but didn't do anything about it. It was very bizarre. He got out somehow. And it's all of it is just so bizarre and so ridiculous. I mean, these people, they're all pulling the strings of each other's little wee-wees because they can't do anything. And they just sit up top over there because nobody can touch them, allegedly. But people are waking up, so we got to change that. And these same idiots, whether they do it consciously or unconsciously, or whether they know about it or don't know about it, somehow all of that somehow ties in with the pedogate stuff. Because it's because that's where the paper trail leads.
Right.
But the biggest news is, did you get the presidential alert today?
The what?
The presidential alert?
I kept getting some presidential, I think it was the presidential alert. It kept sitting there, sending me a text message and buzzing my phone over and over and over and over. But it said to me that it didn't mean anything.
Yeah, exactly, because it was just a test. But this is the first time in history, October 3rd, 2018, this is the first time in history that a president has done such a system like this in the modern world. You know, through every radio, television, mobile, cellular devices, tablets, all this stuff apparently was all given this presidential alert. And I received it, but I also heard accounts that some people did not receive it, but haven't yet verified all that. But bottom line is, it's a great thing, and the main thing, there's a few points about that, but bottom line is the presidential alert system is active now.
Yeah.
So here's what they're saying now. Now they're saying that so this was the first step, the first phase, if you want to call it like that, I don't know. The first step, whatever. They got this. They were going to do this presidential alert, and then they were going to do martial law. Apparently, I don't know how many steps there are in between these steps, but these are the main steps. These are the main phases, apparently, that they were going to do the presidential alert system. Then they were going to do the martial law, and then they were going to do the military tribunals. And that it's a 3-step system, or it's a 3-phase thing.
Yeah.
So that's in that category. I mean, in that realm of things, apparently that's what's happening in that stage. Hello, caller? Oh, looks like he hung up. All right, well, on to the next thing. So we covered that pretty well now. Now I guess the next step would be, well, I recently watched a short lecture by Dr. Stephen Greer, and I highly recommend that. By the way, have the technical engineers sent all that stuff on the Geezy Truth News? If not, they should do that. And now, going to talk about the Dr. Stephen Greer lecture, and that can be found on all these different websites. You know, don't be discouraged to go back to YouTube. However, definitely use there's the BitChute, what's that other one? The want.video or the video.now or something. These alternative ones, and they're much better and easier to use. So those are the ones you want. So you can look into all those different ones. Let's see. No, that's not it. But anyway, so the Dr. Stephen Greer thing is pretty interesting. Highly recommend to watch it. He pretty much says, as we all know, there's already some things going on, and that we know that there's a lot of things going on, lots of interesting information, and we're talking about ETs and the celestial beings and different paradoxes and all this. So, and Dr. Stephen Greer, pretty reputable guy. He's got the documentary. He's got all the evidence, info. Take a look and use your own judgment. Now, there's also David Wilcock. I haven't heard from him in a while. And also Benjamin Fulford. Don't remember, haven't really looked into them anytime recently, but there's a lot of things going on in all those different realms. As you know, Benjamin Fulford, I'm pretty sure, is currently in Japan. So, looking on the Eastern Hemisphere there. Now then, let's see what some recent things that happened. It's all these little things. The return of Beyond Petroleum, all talk and no strategy. There's a lot of things to be said about that. No, the Canadian dollar is not soaring, it is crashing. Lots of things to be said about that. Report, 5 police officers shot in South Carolina County. There's not a whole lot to be said about that, but there could be some things. Obama backs Democratic Socialist Ocasio-Cortez. Well, that is just common sense. That's what happens. That's what happens when I don't know if that's enemy of my enemy is my friend, or what the deal is with all that, but obviously, look, history repeats itself, unfortunately. We all do our best to try to prevent things that we don't want to happen. But hey, just remember, pretty sure Hitler was a liberal, democratic socialist. So that's pretty much the biggest concern in terms of political parties. You can look at all kinds of different things, and you can look at all different kinds of dictators, world leaders, and what views they have, what political views they have, what kind of points they were trying to make, and where their goals were. And you can see that, well, who are the two biggest villains in the world, or who do you want to, when you ask what's the worst person, whatever, it's besides the point. But the point is that, that people like Hitler, Stalin, Mao, they were all, and yeah, people can argue the communism and the socialism is different or whatever, but it's obviously not, is it? Because look at that. Hitler, Stalin, they all did similar things. So that's the case that you want to go. You want to stay away from all of that. And if there's people rising up, there's a lot of people who love Bernie, as an example. There's some people who liked Bernie when he was a democratic socialist. Might want to look out. Who doesn't matter, 50, 100, 150, 200 years went by. It's not going to matter if the same principle is allowed to run rampant. The same thing is going to happen. So checks and balances, people. This is the next one. Chicago KFC loses fight to market chicken as Muslim friendly. Well, again, you just gotta look into the propaganda and just look at what they're trying to get you, whether they're trying to do divide and conquer, which is a classic strategy. Worked for years and they still do it. So there's all that. Amazon eliminating monthly bonuses and stock awards to help pay new raises for warehouse workers. Okay. DEA officials tasked with stopping DEA sex parties under investigation for procuring prostitutes for sex parties. Well, again, so this is the this is what you get when you get politicians and government workers being corrupt and taking care of all that stuff. That's what you get. And a lot worse than that. I mean, that's nothing compared to the actual atrocities that happened. So, U.S. switching to Ukraine as location to start World War III against Russia. Ouch. I mean, I don't know about all that. But, we'll see what happens. I don't think... most of it is propaganda. So you don't want to be discouraged. You gotta keep that optimism up but you also need to be prepared. Let's see. Okay, so there you go. There's a few stories. A few links. But the economy, if we go to that, let's see. I don't know when is it gonna bubble. 26,828 and 39. So it's at 26.8. Is that, it's about, I mean, looks like 54 points up today. So there's that. Crypto, is that a 6,500? So there you go. When is the stock market going to crash? We have high inflation everywhere. What can I tell you? I can tell you the information, but I'm definitely not a future Nostradamus guy. I mean, you never know. You just have to look at the mathematics. You just have to look at the info. Make your judgment. It's going to happen. It's like the boogie monster. It's out there. Like, when you're going to deal with it, that's a different story. So there you go. Did James Baker just testify behind closed doors? Coordinated to appoint Mueller? What a wonderful day. Yeah, so what are you going to do? All right, well, that seems about wraps it up. We're going to continue looking and keep vigilant, everybody. Thank you very much. Geezy Truth News is out. God bless, everybody.